Recently, a shepherd's boy, giving evidence in court, swore on oath that some sheep out of his boss's flock had joined another flock. When he was asked how he knew that, he said that he recognized them. Now, that's not quite so extraordinary as it sounds. In fact, most good shepherds and stockmen will tell you that they can recognize every member of their flock. Men like Martin Lenthal here of Burton Bradstock, who is the breeder of this flock of pedigree Dorset horns. He claims that he would recognize any strangers in his own flock at once. Well, let's put him to the test. Now, here are 3 ewes we brought from a farm about 6 miles away. They're exactly the same breed as Mr. Lenthal's flock, Dorset horns. As far as you and I are concerned, they might be any one of 500 ewes. Now, all I can tell you is there's going to be no cheating in this. Farmer Lenthal doesn't know we've got these sheep here, and he hasn't had a chance to have a look at them. And we've got Wilf and Alan Fuchs, the farmers who own this one, to mark these so that we can identify them again afterwards. All right, Wilf and Alan, open up and give me the tar. I'm marking each of these 3 ewes with tar on their bellies so that we can recognize them again, even if Mr. Lenthal can't. If he makes a mistake, well, it's his reputation which will suffer, not ours. Well, we've marked the 3 ewes in a place where Mr. Lenthal can't possibly see. And now the shepherd boy and his dog are going to take them up and introduce them to the flock. After that, we'll see to it that the dog shuffles the pack thoroughly. Well, Mr. Lenthal, there are now 3 strangers introduced into your flock. Are you still confident that you can identify them?
Oh, yes, I think so.
All right, over to you. These are your 3 selections, are they?
Yes, I hope so.
All right, let's have a look. We've put a mark up. Can you lift her up? Right. There we are. Right. Right. And by Jove, right again. Wonderful. But how do you do it?
Oh, well, what you asked me to do there, to be quite fair, wasn't difficult at all. You always look at your sheep when you're tending them, and that's what a shepherd does, to see if there's anything wrong amongst them. As soon as there's something strange, you spot it. It stands out a mile. And these 3 sheep stood out a mile to me amongst all this lot.
But why? Different colour, different faces, different horns?
Yeah, slightly, I suppose. It was a job to tell you the details of it. I just know they're different sheep. They might be a little higher on the leg, and they might have better faces, which I believe they did, than mine. But I wasn't really looking for that. I just saw that the sheep... You asked me to look for strange sheep, and that's what I found. It wasn't very difficult what you told me to do there, but these sheep here, you see, we've got a pedigree flock which is recorded, and we know most of them. There's hardly a sheep here. If you didn't point it out to me, that we couldn't tell you the ear number of it, for instance.
They haven't got names?
No, we don't call them by names, but you call them by their ear marks.
Then all of your ewes have an individual identification number.
Yes, they're all tattooed at birth within 3 days. As an ordinary tattoo number, and later we might put a metal tag in them with the same number.
Then that must have made it much easier for you to pick out the strangers.
Oh, no. I didn't even look for anything like that. No, that's nothing to do with it at all. You'd have to catch every ewe to see its ear mark anyhow.
If I pick on one of the ewes, do you think you would give me the number at this distance?
I think it's very likely. I won't promise I won't make a mistake, but I think I know most of them.
Let's see if I have a go. And the shepherd can help me catch her. What about that one, for instance?
I think that's S52, daughter of N8.
Yeah.
Right.
Her mother and her daughter are here somewhere.
What's this one here? Can you see her?
I can't see her very well. If I can get her out in the open a bit. Oh, that's T11. That's the sister of the one you caught just now, funnily enough.
Is it? Yeah, T11 it is.
Oh, I think that's 275. If it is 275, she's the mother of the...
Yeah.
It is.
Oh, she's the mother of the carcass champion in 1958 at Smithfield Show.
Oh, well, there you are, dear. You're recognised. Well, there you are. The feat to me is the more remarkable because in my travels about the country, I've noticed how few people can even recognise other people. For instance, I myself am constantly being mistaken for Trevor Philpott. And Mr. Lenthal here, whose eye for a sheep is clearly faultless, thought that I was Alan Wicker.